Hi, I'm Rebecca from Rebecca Stitches and welcome back. First of all, I'd really like to thank you all for everyone who subscribed and liked and commented on my videos. I can't believe I'm at like nearly 190 subscribers. So yeah, that's been a really nice surprise. Yeah, thanks for subscribing and popping back. So today I'm bringing you my May and June makes, and like looking back, it's quite a lot actually, more than I usually make in a month. And recently my sojo has really come back and I've been enjoying sewing again. So yeah, best get started really. A lot of these fabrics are actually from deep in my stash, so that's good. Things that I've been wanting to like make up and wear. So yeah. And also I've had quite a bit of 2 or 3 weeks of annual leave as well in the past 2 May and June, so that's helped with getting everything sewing. So the first thing I made in May was a Roscoe blouse hack, and here it is, my Roscoe blouse hack. So Roscoe blouse by True Bias. It's like a boho long loose fitting shirt or dress, and this Atelier Brunette fabric I've had in my stash for absolutely ages, so I'm really glad to have got that sewn up, and I've also got some matching Atelier Brunette buttons on it as well. So yeah, I've made the Roscoe blouse hack before, which you've seen on a previous video in a cotton lawn, so it's quite nice to make it in this viscose, so it's a bit more floaty. I'll put a video in of me wearing it. I made a size 10, which is sized down from what my size, the recommended size would be, but it is quite loose and flowy, so I probably could size down even more if I wanted to, but I quite like the fit. I like the sleeves, the billowy sleeves, the raglan. So yeah, this is the Atelier Brunette Twigs viscose. You can get in a few colours. It's quite a nice sort of good weight viscose as well. It does crease really badly though. This has been ironed, but it's been hung up in my wardrobe and it is quite creased still. So I did my usual high round back and forward shoulder adjustment of 1.5 centimetres. I followed the Tessuti hack, which I will put a link to in the description down below. So I do put all the links to the patterns and fabrics if possible, like the Tessuti blog hack I'll put a link to. So the only difference was, in the first hack that I did, I followed the Tessuti blog hack and I found the button band was quite, I mean this is not a large button band, but it was quite small and my buttons only just fit on the button band. So this time, to make a larger button placket, I added 1.5 inches instead of, I can't remember what it is, maybe it's 1 inch that they recommend. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I've worn it quite a few times. It's nice and cool, breezy to wear. So that's my first one. Oh, my size, I'll put a link to my size, my measurements down below. So at the minute, my bust is about 102, my waist sort of fluctuates between 86 to 89 centimetres, and my hips are around like 120 centimetres at the minute. So yeah, so I made a size 10 in that. Then the next thing I made, I have worn them a lot though, is my Styke Arc Barry pants. So here they are. And this is in a rainbow fabrics. It's like a PK Cupra. Yeah, I don't know if you can see like the weave on there. And I've wore these absolutely loads. They're elasticated waist. They have got a faux fly, which you can see, and front of pockets, and they're a good size. Then at the front they've got this dart at the front hem that you can see just there, and I absolutely love them. I've loved them so much I've made another pair. So yeah, I'll put a picture in of me wearing these. I made a waist 16 graded to a 18 at the hips, and they fit really well. Obviously Styke Arc patterns, they're renowned for having sort of skimpish instructions, but honestly I didn't have any problems. I have obviously been sewing for a while, but yeah, I didn't have any problems at all sewing these up. So the first two that I've made have got this like ruffle on the waistband, which I'll probably just omit next time. So I'll just, when I'm cutting the pattern piece out, on the pattern piece it tells you which bit is for the ruffle. I'll just not cut that bit off, but I don't mind the ruffle. It's nice to be there when you're wearing sort of cropped tops to go with it. Just make sure that you can't see anything, and they sit on my natural waist as well. So yeah, I love these Barry pants. I've not actually made the bob pants, which I know are really popular for Styke Arc, but I think I prefer, the Barrys are a little bit slimmer in the leg, so I think these would be my choice, which is why I chose them over the bobs anyway. And then today I am actually wearing my other pair of Barry pants. So yeah, I did the elasticated waist on these as well. I'm wearing them today. I'll put a better picture of me in. And these are in a fabric from Fabric Godmother, and it's a cotton canvas. I think it was a dead stock, with a bit of stretch in it. So these are really comfortable, and I also wear these a lot. They probably both get worn 2-3 times a week. So yeah, they're my trouser of choice at the minute. So yeah, I'll put a picture in of me, what I'm wearing today, and I'm actually wearing them with a really old make. This is a fabric, it's not available anymore. I think I've had it 1 or 2 years from Sew Me Sunshine. It's like a cotton lycra, but it's not got a lot of jacquard cotton lycra. It's not got a lot of stretch in it. But this is the Hey June Union Street tee, which is my t-shirt of choice really. It comes with different sleeve lengths. I have actually, this is a little bit shorter than the pattern, but due to the fact I think I only had a metre or a little over a metre because it was a remnant, I've just cut it off, and I've got another one at this sort of length, and I much prefer this length than the longer length. So yeah, right, my next make was the Chalk and Notch Page hoodie. So here we are, and I did the view, what view is it? Does it have it written down? View B with the slim sleeve. So it's got the drawstring waist, and then it's got the hood as well. And I'll put pictures of me wearing it. I made this, and then obviously the weather has been so hot, but I did actually wear it. We took the kids to a where I live, we've got like a dinosaur park, and they had like an evening with the dinosaurs, so it was a bit chilly, so I did get to wear it then. But this will come in handy like for late summer evenings, like when we go on holiday, camping, and like come autumn. So I got this from Fabric Godmother, and it is their recycled cotton textured jersey. So yeah, I got this because it was sort of cheaper than the other sort of jerseys, and I just wanted to check whether I liked it, whether I liked the crop length or not. So yeah, I made, let's have a look, put a picture in of me wearing it. I made size 12 C to D cup with the slim sleeve, and I did a small raglan forward shoulder adjustment. So yeah, obviously because I've only worn it once and it was fine, but I think if I make any more, I'll be waiting until I've worn this a couple of times and see how much I reach for it, to whether I decide to make any more, but I think I will. It was really comfortable, obviously, easy to make, easy to throw on, keep you warm. But yeah, that was my what was that, my third make. So that was also on my plans. I'm glad I got that done. Use that fabric. And then the next thing I made was the patina blouse from Friday Pattern Company. So I put a picture in of me, a little video of me wearing it with my bob pants. And here it is, in this lovely viscose from Hey So Sister. It's a Cloud9 viscose. Quite a few of the shops have got this in, and I just love all these colours. And I've worn this quite a few times as well. That's really easy to wear, throw on. I've worn it with my bob pants. So as usual, I've made the extra large on the chest and the waist, and then I've graded to halfway between the XL and the XXL at the hips, and that is because I wanted to make sure I had enough room for my hips. But when you look at the pattern pieces, the difference between the extra large and the XXL is like really significant. It's larger than like a centimetre, so basically I just graded it to halfway between the XL and the XXL, which is what I've done on my other patinas. So this is my first short sleeve patina, and I probably could do with another one really for summer and autumn, but I absolutely love it. This is definitely a favourite, and I love the patina blouse. This is, like I said, this is my third. So yeah, and as usual, I've done my 1/2 inch high round back and 1/2 inch forward shoulder adjustment. And then I've mentioned it before, I think, but like it's quite an easy to follow pattern. Friday Pattern Company have good instructions, but on my first one, just ploughing ahead without reading the instructions properly, when you come to the collar, I just assumed the collar would come to the end of the neckline and attached it that way, only it doesn't. There's some notches just a little further up from the edge of the neckline where the button band starts, and that's where you're supposed to connect your collar, which then enables you to actually put a button in the top here to cross your button bands over, which I did like fudge on my first one, and it's not really an issue, but I just have to remind myself the notches on the end of the neckline, just like that halfway up, are for the end of the collar and not to bring it right to the end of the neckline. But yeah, that's the only issue that I've had with the Friday Pattern Company patina blouse. And then the next top I made, which was in my plans, was the Merchant & Mills Florence top. Where have I put it? So yeah, the Merchant & Mills Florence top. So it comes as a dress or a top, and I decided to make the top version. And again, this fabric is really old, deep within my stash. This is a Fabric Godmother viscose. It's like one of their lightweight viscose, the lighter weight viscose that they have, like the chalet, viscose chalet. So yeah, this is size 16 on the bust, graded to an 18 at the waist. And I did a 1.5 centimetre forward shoulder and high round neck adjustment and a 1 centimetre broad back adjustment. And the reason I did the 1 centimetre broad back adjustment is I have made the Merchant & Mills Ellis dress twice, and it is a little bit tight on my back in the size 16. So just to, obviously I've not made this before, so I didn't know if that would be the case, but I feel like their block, my back is obviously a bit broader than their block, so I just added it to start with so it'd be comfortable, and then it's there, isn't it? It's not going to be tight around my back and be annoying, and then I'm not going to reach for it. And I also did an inch full bicep adjustment, and I lengthened the bodice by an inch. So I did the full bicep adjustment again because I found the sleeves on Merchant & Mills patterns before quite tight, and I just, if I've got tight sleeves on, I'm not going to wear it. If it's a bit looser than I need, that's fine by me. So I was happy to do that first. And then I've seen, obviously on Instagram, seen pictures, and I've read a few Instagram post, a blog post, that they feel that it's just a little bit too short. And again, I knew I wouldn't wear it if it was too short and it was just touching the top of my waistband on my high-waisted clothes. So I just thought I'll just already increase it by an inch. And I'm not tall, I'm like 164 centimetres. But yeah, just wanted to lengthen that bodice just so I felt comfortable wearing it and I was going to get use out of it. So instead of lengthening the frill, because I felt like the frill would probably be long enough, I lengthened it. I think there's a lengthen and shorten line on the pattern, and if there isn't, I just made one going parallel to the grain line and lengthened it an inch. So yeah, this is quite a straightforward construction. I really enjoyed that. When I started it though, you have to use, well, it recommends using like stay tape on this part of the top, on the hem, just so it doesn't get pulled out by the weight of the flounce. So I did have to wait for that to come to continue with it. But yeah, it's got a button back, which I quite like. Just say to use 3 buttons in the instructions, but I put 4 on because I've lengthened it an inch. So yeah, and they finished there. Yeah, I really enjoyed making this, and I think it's got a really good finish on the neckline, which is just like bias bound. Yeah, I really love this. I'd definitely be making more. I think I want to make one in more of a heavyweight, maybe a linen fabric, I think. I have got a checked cotton gauze I might make one in, but because it's quite light and floaty, I did wear it one day when it's quite windy and it kept wanting to fly up. So yeah, thinking a bit of a heavyweight fabric, I wouldn't have to worry about that so much. That is another success for this month and goes really well with my bob pants too, both pairs. And then the next thing I made actually wasn't for me, it was for my husband, the Hudson pants. And I made him 2 pairs. I'd made him a pair before, but he'd like ruined them doing the garden and stuff, and they were like over a year old. So I haven't got any pictures of him in them, and I haven't got the other pair because he's wearing them today at work. But yeah, so I made him some Hudson pants shorts, and all I did, it's as per the pattern. He's a 32 waist and I graded it to a 30 hips. It's quite slim through the hips, and I just measured him where he said he wanted the hem to be, added like 1.5 centimetres to that length, and then chopped them off and hemmed them. So yeah, not really much else to say really. I didn't do, like, it does tell you to stitch along the waistband a couple of times to help keep it in place, but I haven't done that. I haven't done them on his jogging bottoms that I made and the other ones, and it hasn't been an issue. And I hate stitching elastic on waistbands, so I didn't do it. So yeah, he's worn these like non-stop. Actually, I had to get these out of the wash basket today. And I made these in a First for Fabrics French terry, which is what I made his other ones in as well. I'll link to it. It's really nice, good quality, like doesn't bobble or anything when you're washing it. So yeah, something that wasn't for me. And then the next thing I made was these Barry pants that I'm wearing. So I'll put a picture in. So like I said, they were from called Valia Stretch Cotton Canvas. So it's 97% cotton, 3% elastane. Before, a waist of 16, hips of an 18, and yeah, I really love them, easy to wear. I love the shape of the leg. Yeah, there's nothing else to say really, except I can probably see that I will make some more. I've got fabric in my stash for more, so yeah, love them. Definitely recommend, and recommend style out patterns as well. I think if you've made a couple of patterns, then you're going to easily be able to work through them. And they do have diagrams, which actually I do tend to look at the diagrams more than reading the information, and together I think there's just enough there to get through and make them. And then the next thing I made was the Zadie jumpsuit. Here it is, by Paper Theory. So I've made the Zadie before, twice actually, and I do one of them I made in a Lady McElroy viscose crepe, and it really like stretches out, and it was like in a pinky colour that wasn't really my colour, so I passed that on. And the other one I made in a Rainbow Fabrics Cupra fabric that I really love, and I've made that a couple of years ago and I wear it all the time. So yeah, I wanted to make one in a linen, and I've gone for the long sleeves, and then it's also actually the long length, the full length, which, because I made it before, and I must have made or shortened the leg, I think, because my other one's a little bit cropped leg, but this is the longer length, which actually is fine because I've worn it and I wore it out when I went out with girls from work, and it's really comfortable, and I will definitely leave it at that length, I think, because I think it'll be really good for summer. So this is it, and this was a fabric stretch linen viscose from First for Fabrics as well. I do think they do some quite good quality like staples, and in like a khaki colour. That's probably quite a good representation of it. So yeah, long sleeve, bound with the same fabric. So yeah, I'll put a picture in of me wearing it because it's quite big to hold up, isn't it? So I made this in size 16. Yeah, it's not really anything to say except I do find they're quite comfortable and easy to wear, and it's just like an outfit in one, isn't it? And yeah, keeping it the longer length, I think it'll be good for like autumn and winter as well. Yeah, I love it. I guess I haven't made any modifications to it, and I know a lot of people comment about the crotch, and I can see that like it is like a longer length crotch, but then I feel like if I shortened it, is it then going to be comfortable for sitting down and stuff? And I think it looks fine. I don't have any problems with the crossing over. That's always okay. Oh, my stomach, I wonder if you could hear that. So yeah, I love the Zadie. Don't love cutting the Zadie out, because obviously Paper Theory, she makes her patterns for you to cut them out on the single layer, doesn't she? So it's like, it's not as quick as cutting out on the fold. It's just like something I always dread, cutting out like a Zadie jumpsuit, because cutting out is probably my least favourite thing to do, and then because you have to cut, and then you have to remember which side was up, which side was down, make sure you flip your pattern pieces. But yeah, I'm happy we've got it now. So it's another successful make, and I bought the fabric for this actually. So yeah, I bought it and made it up, so that's good. It's not languishing in the stash. And then my next thing I made, which I'm not going to talk loads about, but I'll put a picture in of me wearing, is this Norma blouse hack that I made. So I've done a video, so that my last video, the one before, it's a Friday sews of how I've hacked the Norma blouse from Fibre Mood. This one here, you can see there. And then that's it. It's like a V-neck top with these like little puffy sleeves. So yeah, I think it was a live, Lauren from Guthrie and Garney did a live, she does them on Sundays, and she was wearing a top which actually she'd made out of Atelier Brunette viscose gingham and mismatched the ginghams. It looked really good, and someone was like, oh, is that an Anna Allen Anthea blouse? And she was like, oh no, I hacked the Norma blouse. And I've seen the Anthea blouse a lot on people, and I like it, but obviously it's up to the top of the neck, which I don't really wear. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to buy another blouse pattern because I don't know how many of those type style blouses I'd wear. And then when I saw her hack the Norma blouse, I was like, oh, I can do this, I can hack that. That is what I've done. And this is another stretch linen viscose that I've had in my stash for over a year, I think, from First for Fabrics. I feel like an advert for Versa Fabrics, but like I said, I do think they do quite good quality, like staples, like the French terry, stretch viscose linen. So yeah, so I made a size 14 bust and waist, and then I graded it out, but I don't know how much I graded it out to, and I brought it in a bit from the grading that I'd done, because my previous one that I'd made flipped out too much at the hips, and because I'd made it before and it still fitted, I just made the size that I'd made before and hadn't made it on the pattern pieces. So yeah, again I did my high round neck and forward shoulder adjustment of 1.5 centimeters, and then I'd like raise the neckline, added some to the front to make the front placket, and then did a binding instead of a facing around the neck. But you can find all the info for that in my previous video on my Friday Sews one. Then 2 makes left, and I've been wearing these last 2 all the time. So the next thing that I made, I bought this fabric specifically to make this. Well, I saw the fabric, I wanted to make it a dressing gown. I saw the fabric on Rainbow Fabrics, so I bought the fabric and then bought the pattern. So this is the, I think you pronounce it Lahja dressing gown from Named. It's a unisex pattern. The size range isn't like that great. Goes from extra small to XXL. And it's drafted for someone who is 172 centimetres, so 5 inches tall. And it comes in knee length or longer length, short sleeved or long sleeved. And I'll put a picture in, but I made the short length, but obviously I'm 5'4", I guess we'll say, nearly. And I made the short sleeved because it's like for summer, isn't it? And this lightweight cotton voile that I got from Versa Fabrics, and I just love it. This came together really quickly. It's a really quick sew. It's got patch pockets on the front, comes with a belt and belt loops. So yeah, I've worn this every day since I've made it, and I love it. I put in a little one of my Kylie Machine advent labels, Dream It, Make It, which I thought went quite well with the colours anyway, and then like quite good. So yeah, it's easy to make, quick to make. I'll use it again, I'm sure, for either presents or for myself, maybe for a nice winter one. So I made the size, based on my measurement, size large, and graded again the XL. There's a difference between the large and the XL is quite big, I think, so I've graded to half. So a large at the bust and the waist, and then graded out to half the neck size, so between the XL and the XXL at the hips. I made the short sleeve and the short length. So yeah, love it. Definitely recommend it. Obviously there's no shaping in it, it's like straight down, but you don't need shaping in a dressing gown, do you? So yeah, love this. And then my last make that I've made for June, which also I've been wearing loads, is the Agnes Pjs. Have I got a picture? No, the Agnes Pjs. I'll put a stock photo up from Paper Theory. I do like Paper Theory patterns. I think she makes some really nice and interesting details to her patterns. So I made the shirt, the bust of a 16 and waist 16, grading to a 20 at the hips, and then the shorts were a waist of an 18, graded to a 20 at the hips as well. And I made the shorts view, not the long trousers view. I probably didn't need to grade out so much to a 20 because it is really oversized. But I always feel like, oh well, they're pyjamas. I'd much rather like, and this is a wearable toile. This fabric is also from Deep. This is probably like 3 or 4 years old. This viscose that I've used from a shop that's no longer running. So it's like, if they're too big, I'd rather they were too big than too small. And they're supposed to be oversized and comfortable. And same with the shorts. Like, it's an elasticated waist shorts. So yeah, I wasn't too worried about that. So these are the shorts. There we are, elasticated waist. I didn't have the right width elastic actually. So and I have like tacked it down at the front, the back and the sides to stop it rolling over. But I definitely could do with some wider elastic in there, which I will make sure when I make my next pair that I'll put in. And then at some point, if I need to go in and change the elastic, if I need a shorter waistband or anything, I might just change it all then. So I do wear them, they're really comfortable, but they are quite short shorts. I definitely wouldn't be like going out in public in how short these shorts are. So my next pair, I might just lengthen them, even by an inch. I think it'll just be a little bit better, an inch or two next time I make them, in my checked fabric. It was a double gauze that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, and it's in my previous fabric haul. That's my plan for that fabric. And this is the shirt. So I chopped the sleeves off actually. They're a lengthen and shorten line, or a bit where you, no actually it's, ignore me, I'll start again. So the sleeves I chopped off at the lengthen and shorten line, mainly because I didn't have enough fabric and it's summer, so I was happy for them to be the shorter style, and just turned it under. Just overlocked the edge and then turned it under by probably like a centimetre. And then yeah, I did my high round neck adjustment, and then I don't think this is the proper way. You're supposed to do a forward shoulder adjustment on a grown on sleeve, but I basically added 1.5 centimetres to the back pattern piece, and then on the front I took away 1.5 centimetres on the front. I don't think that's like the official best way to do it, but that's what I've done, and that's fine. And then inside it's got a facing, and that way if you add to the back but you're taking away at the front, I never change my facings because they still fit, because you've not added more or taken away more. You've just added to the back but you've taken away the front, so it didn't change the length of it. So yeah, I am really pleased with this. I don't know if I put the buttons where they were supposed to be, because I just put them on where I wanted them to be. And yeah, I love it. It's really nice and cool for summer. I can see why people like make it as an overshirt, like an outside shirt, which is what I think I'm definitely going to do. I think I'll probably crop it a little bit if I was going to make it for wearing outside and not as pyjamas. So I'll probably put a little photo or a picture of video of me wearing it. So yeah, those are all my makes that I've made in June and May. And actually, apart from the page hoodie, because it's been really hot and I only got to wear it once, I have worn all of them regularly, so that's really good. Like, worked into my wardrobe well. So yeah, like I'm planning, obviously not with pyjamas, but like with my makes, to try and be more conscious of making things to go with things that I've got in my wardrobe, so I can like mix and match and make my wardrobe just more wearable really. So yeah, I'm really pleased with all those makes. How are you doing with all your summer makes? I've got a few plans, which I don't think I'll put a plans video out as such, because some of them, like my swimming costume and stuff, I talked about in my previous plans, and I'm not gonna, the kids break up, don't they, soon, so I'm not gonna have overly loads of time to be making stuff, especially in August when they're at home every day. But yeah, definitely got a few things to help see me through the summer and the hot weather. That'll fit in with other things in my wardrobe. So thanks for watching, and again thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, then please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you again. Bye.